Hello and welcome everybody, and especially hello to Scorpios. I'm here to do your August tarot reading, and there's still a lot going on in the heavens, and there will be for the remainder of this year at least. It's been a very busy time in the heavens 2020, and we have 6 eclipses and all the planets are going retrograde, which doesn't normally happen, plus a whole pile of asteroids retrograde as well. So let's go to the board now, and I will do your tarot reading, which is a little bit different to how some other people may do readings. So we're going to go week by week for August, and that's the card that's going to be the first week for you sensational Scorpios. I've got my eyes closed now, and what do I see? I see brush cutting with a brush cutter. I don't know what you call these in America. It could be called something different, but you know, it's basically a stick with a swirling kind of round cutting blade on the end. And so this could be about actual gardening or clearing some bush or something like that, or it could be, and more likely to be, about cleaning up your act inside your own body, okay? Excuse me, coughing. Okay, so clearing the wilderness, perhaps you're making it a little bit more domesticated. Maybe you have some wild tendencies and you're calming down and becoming a little bit mellow as you mature, okay? Maybe you were much wilder when you were young, and because this clearing of the bush is like the sort of wildness kind of instinct, and you're domesticating it, and so you're doing that to yourself in some way. And the card we come up with is the 4 of Pentacles, okay? The 4 of Pentacles. This is to do with your money. Yes, there are challenges. You can actually see here, it's like a gorge on either side and a mountain at the back. So this probably indicates financial challenges. There's that mountain there, and there's a bat flying up there, which is some alluding to the darkness. However, you are overcoming these challenges as you work. It actually looks like she's working on a laptop there, but it's not actually a laptop, it's just a piece of stone. And then there's all these coins down the front, okay? So changes for the better around your money situation coming in. Although the challenges are still there, you are making progress in the first week of August, dear Scorpios. Okay, let's have a look now at the second week. I'm going to go with that card there. Closing my eyes now, and what do I see for Scorpio in August 2020? I see a compass, and this is, you know, helpful for finding your direction in life. A good many of you will be pivoting your life direction now. You may have recently lost your work, or you're thinking about going into another area as far as work is concerned. Some of you may have even lost your moral compass, I'm sorry to say. And I see the compass in front of me, and it's moving around and around in circles. Perhaps you're feeling a bit lost because the things that you thought were true, you're finding out are not true, okay? The governments, and even the Australian government, I'll even go out on a limb here and say all governments are not telling us the absolute full truth, but it's a question of degrees. Some of the governments are just way over the top, and they're lying. They're basically lying to their own people, and we even have this in Australia, sadly. However, I will say, as far as the COVID response in Australia, it's basically been good, but a little slow. So our government was not the first in the world to act, and it should have been. Why weren't we? We knew, we were notified on the 1st of January by who that COVID was around. But of course, COVID has been around since, 2019. So of course all the governments knew, but what did they do? Most of them did nothing, okay? The Singapore government came out in February and warned their people. Our government didn't come out until mid-March. That's too slow. That's just too slow. So my point is, we may have been listening to our governments or believing our leaders that they were telling us the truth, and maybe it was partial truth or mixed in with a whole lot of untruths. My point is that we need to take care of ourselves and be totally responsible for our own lives, including our own health. And the card we come up with is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this is about being responsible for your financial situation. No matter what it is, even if you've lost your work, which is very difficult, I know, even if you've lost your own work, it's now time to step up and be more independent. There's been a real theme in the cards and in the horoscopes these last few months of independence. This energy represents a woman who is very astute in business. Okay, she's no dummy. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's good at making things with her hands and also achieving things, so whether that be handcrafts, she's got a pentacle in one hand and it looks like a sewing box in the other hand. It's actually a magic box because I can see there's a pentagram on top there of the lid. But it's about making your own way financially, not being dependent on governments and waiting for them to give you a handout, which if they do, that's great, but there's going to come a point where they're not going to be able to afford it, okay? There's a golden throne here, so that suggests being very practical, feet on the ground, very grounded, all dressed in red. That's about taking action, okay? So this is a very high level frequency, a vibration. She's emitting a very high vibration, and because it's a Queen of Pentacles, this is the divine feminine as far as organization of physical items and physicality goes. Okay, so if you've in the second week of August, this card suggests that there's an improvement in finances because you've taken some good actions and made some good decisions, okay? Third week of August for you, sensational Scorpios, and what do I see? Got to find the card first, that one. Okay, close my eyes now. What do I see? Okay, I see a very old-fashioned bowl, and it's like to do your ablutions. So this is like a basin, but it is attached to the wall. There's no actual vanity unit. It's just a basin. So hand washing. Okay, so they're trying to tell everybody to make sure that you still continue with the social distancing, the wearing of the masks, and the hand washing. Okay, so be more responsible with your hygiene, basically, because it's your health. And let's see what card comes out, and it's the Lover's card. All right, so this suggests a period of time where we have to get used to an energy, and it might be a bit push me, pull you. So these lovers are about integrating opposites energies. So even if we don't, for example, like wearing a mask, okay, I get that, but it's about coming to terms with the energy, because COVID's not going away in the short term, okay? Despite what some people say, it's not going to disappear. It didn't disappear in a few weeks in February. It didn't disappear in April like some countries were promised it would, and it's not going to disappear for a few years. In fact, we can expect to have it the next 2 or 3 years if we get a vaccine, and if we're lucky, and if enough people take the vaccine. These are all really big ifs, so that says to me that it's not going away. So we need to get used to, we need to integrate the energy of the opposite, even if we don't like it, okay? There's a snake down here for transformation, okay? And yes, there's some clouds in the sky, but there's also some blue sky, which is big picture thinking, time to step out into a much bigger viewpoint of the world, not your own personal individual opinion. There's a whole world here that we're talking about. So take the big picture view. There's some angels here looking out for us, okay? See this tree over here in the background? It's on fire. See this tree over here? It's got fruit. Which do you rather? Do you want life or do you want death? Okay, so, and even if that's not concerning you personally, it's not a life-death decision for you personally, think about other people, think about the world, because this is really a community problem, not just an individual issue. But of course, as individuals, we lose people. Somebody in my family died from this, so it's very, very serious. But I don't know why I'm talking about the COVID situation so much to you, sensational Scorps, because it hasn't come up that much in the other star signs. So this could be also to do with a lover, an actual physical lover. It might be on, off, on, off, on, off as you try to deal with a difficult situation, okay? So it's what I call push me, pull you. You're attracted to them, but there might be something that's turning you off as well. And they're just too hard to put up with, or whatever the reason is. Okay, but one thing's for sure with this energy, in the middle of the month, transformation is happening. All right, let's look at the 4th week of the month for you, sensational Scorpios. Sensational Scorpios. Whoa. And a whole heap of cards come out. Again, there's Pentacles, and there was another one I was going to take, which is Death. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I was just talking about death here, and this suggests the end of a situation. It doesn't mean a physical death per se. Okay, so don't think the worst case scenario, but something is coming to an end. And when it comes to an end, that's so that something new can begin. And then we have this 7 of Pentacles. Excuse me. 7 of Pentacles. You see here there's some green leaves and shoots growing down here in the ground, okay, but we need to wait. This is to do with finances that have been delayed but are coming, all right? It's a bit like having a baby. The baby's on its way, but, sometimes they take longer than you would like. Something's ending as something else is growing, okay? There's something coming to replace whatever it is that's finishing up. Okay, and sometimes these are just parts of ourselves that are finishing up. Okay, doesn't mean it's an actual physical person, but it could be a situation about your finances that's coming to an end. It could be a job, and maybe you've gone from full-time to part-time, or you're only getting sporadic work, not the amount of work that you would like. Okay, so let's look at the last 3 days of the month for sensational Scorpios, and let's see what comes out. Going with that card there. Closing my eyes. Scorpio in August 2020. What do I see? I see somebody who is doing lots of little things. I feel like this is about your work or your money, and looking at side hustles, so you might have a couple of part-time jobs or contracting, doing couple of different things, and it's a matter of take what you can get at the moment. Perhaps you can't afford to be too picky, but that's okay. It's only just for a time. Yes, well, there you go. It is about your money. Okay, 5 of Pentacles suggests some disappointment around your finances. Okay, you can see this lass here. She's got her hand out asking for more money. You do need to be careful through August, sensational Scorpios. When you're back here working, earning money at the beginning of the month, and you're managing your money quite well and coming to terms with what's happening with your money, don't spend it all. Don't go to the shops and spend it all in one go, because you might find yourself short at the end of the month. Okay, so be very, very careful with your budgeting, and if you're waiting for money to come through from the government or from an authority figure, it may be delayed. I'm just going to draw another card on that and see if I can get more clarification. Closing my eyes now for you, sensational Scorpio. It's probably connected somehow with COVID too, this financial situation. That's probably why I talked about it so much at the start. Okay, so August, end of August for sensational Scorpio. For more clarification, please. Yes, so what I'm seeing is a shark, which usually means fears and anxieties, and you could be feeling quite nervous about something financially based. So take a few deep breaths, concentrate on your breathing. If you can, be taking these deep breaths on a regular basis through the day, as much as you possibly can, that's going to help shift the energy, because the energy is coming up from your subconscious. And if you're breathing, even if it's not safe for you to go out because of COVID now, because there's a lot of areas in lockdown, and even here in Australia, Melbourne is in lockdown, and quite strict lockdown down there because the cases are spiking again. They're in their second wave down there. And so even if, it depends where you are, but most lockdowns you can go out for a walk or something, or go out for a run, and that would help you to breathe, is my point. So this breathing is about releasing the fear. So as you're doing this deep breathing, imagine there's sharks or whatever thing that you're scared of. Maybe it's alligators or crocodiles or something. Imagine something like that, and they're coming out of you, okay? Being released from your subconscious. And yes, that will bring you some happiness and joy to let go of these past fears. See in the cups here, all these little flowers? So, and she's got a child's stuffed toy. So this is about getting in touch with your inner child to be happy again. And she's wearing green. This is about opportunity and often associated with money as well. So you can bring in the happiness by letting go of the fear of scarcity, the fear of poverty, just from deep breathing. A basic thing like that will definitely help. Now I'm just going to do a psychic summary for you and some channeling to see what comes up for sensational Scorpio. I'm seeing the Pentacles sign now, so this is also about your money. So much focus about money here for you this month. Seeing the Pentacles. Okay, so there's also a car here. Some of you may sell or buy another car, letting go of things that you no longer need. Maybe you can have a clean out of your wardrobe or sell some things off on eBay or something like that. Which it's good to have, a clean out every now and again to get rid of stuff that you don't use and turn it into cash. Okay, and what else for Scorpio for August 2000? Okay, there's a window here in front of me. This is a window of opportunity. They're telling me there is an opportunity there as far as making money, but you have to be quick. It's only open for a limited time. I see the window opening up and then I see it closing. So if you see a job come up, you should ring up or apply immediately. Do not wait, because they could close it early or earlier than you expect and the opportunity is gone. So don't dilly-dally when you see an opportunity to make money. Okay, anything else? For the windows here again, a different view this point. Yeah, they're showing me the window closing. So again, they're saying the same thing. There's an opportunity to make money. You have to take it early. Okay. There's also a spaceship here in space, like hovering above planet Earth. And this is to do with spirituality. So it's a very spiritual field because I'm out in space. But there could be some help from aliens. Now, if you're in the States, aliens are anybody who are not Americans. So a visitor, a tourist, or somebody from a foreign culture who doesn't hail from America originally could help you out in some way with, and is that to do with money? I'm suspecting it's to do with money in some way. They could offer you work. Okay, now I'm in a forest and somebody's digging a hole and something's dead, but it's not buried. Now, do remember the death card here. that came up, and I was saying before that something was dying. It had come to the end of the end of the cycle, and a new cycle was to start. So something's dead, but I get you like digging a hole, digging a grave to bury it. It's like you haven't had the funeral for this thing that died. And I'm in the forest, which also gives you a lot of oxygen for breathing, which is good. Sometimes there's confusion about what direction to go in because you can't see the wood for the trees. Remember that old saying? Can't see the wood for the trees. So there's opportunities there, but you're not sure what direction to go in. But I would say go in any direction just to keep going, okay? Because once you're going, then you can change direction. But if you're stagnant and you're just stuck, that's more difficult, okay? So just get some movement. Go in a direction, even if it's wrong. Take a guess if you're not sure. Try to follow your intuition, but if you make a mistake, that's all right. You can change direction once you're going. Okay. Alrighty. Hope you found that interesting and a little bit different. If you're if you haven't been here before, please consider subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Even if you're already subscribed, sometimes people forget to hit the notification bell, and I'm doing regular videos all the time now, so if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, and hopefully they're interesting, hit that notification bell. But most importantly, have a very insightful and a wonderful month, dear Scorpios. Okay, thanks again, and I shall catch you again next time. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.